Baltimore, Maryland, 1994. A roadside barbecue stand on the outskirts of the city. A large man behind the grill, friendly enough, selling burgers to passing customers. People stopped regularly. The meat was cheap. Nobody complained about the taste. Nobody asked questions. They had no idea what they were eating. Joseph Roy Metheny was born on March 2, 1955, in Baltimore, Maryland. He was one of 6 children growing up in Essex, a working-class neighborhood on the edge of the city. His father was an alcoholic who was largely absent from the family. His mother worked extra shifts to keep the household together. By Joe's own account, he felt invisible growing up, overlooked, left to figure things out on his own. He joined the United States Army in 1973 at age 19. His mother said that after he left, they gradually lost touch. He drifted further and further away. When he came back from the military, he took blue-collar work wherever he could find it. Lumber yards, truck driving, long stretches on the road alone. He was a large man, 6 feet 1 inch tall and over 400 pounds. People who encountered him described someone who could be friendly and talkative one moment and terrifying the next. He had a history of losing his temper. He had prior convictions for assault and drug possession. He drank, he used drugs. He was the kind of person that other people learned to be careful around. By 1994, he was living in South Baltimore with his girlfriend and their 6-year-old son. It was not a stable household. Both he and his girlfriend struggled with drug addiction. He was on the road frequently for work, sometimes for days at a time. One day he came home and found the house empty. His girlfriend and his son were gone. Metheny flew into a rage. He spent days searching for them. He checked halfway houses, shelters, and areas of the city where he knew his girlfriend used to buy drugs. He was not looking to reconcile. He was looking for someone to blame. Under a particular bridge where drug use was common, he found 2 homeless men. He believed they knew where his girlfriend was. When they said they did not, Metheny attacked them both with an axe and killed them. He then noticed a fisherman nearby who may have witnessed what happened. He killed him too. He threw all 3 bodies into the river and walked away. Police arrested him shortly after in connection with the deaths. He spent a year and a half in the county jail waiting for trial. But without the bodies, investigators had no physical evidence. The river had taken everything. Metheny was acquitted and walked free. He would later find out that his girlfriend had moved across the city with another man. His son had been taken away from them both by child services due to neglect and abuse. His son was gone, and there was nothing he could do about it. Something changed in Metheny after that. What had started as rage toward a specific person became something else entirely. He began to enjoy it. After his release, Metheny went back to work at a pallet company and set up a small, open-pit barbecue stand on the side of a road in Baltimore. It looked completely ordinary, a big man grilling meat on weekends, selling cheap burgers to people driving past. Customers came back. The meat was good. Some said it had a slightly different taste they could not quite place, but nobody thought much of it. They did not know that Metheny had begun killing again. Shortly after his release, he murdered 2 women, both of whom were involved in street work in Baltimore. When they could not give him information about his missing girlfriend, he killed them. But this time, he did not throw the bodies in the river. He brought them home. He dismembered them and stored portions in containers in his freezer. Whatever did not fit in the freezer, he buried in the truck lot at his workplace. Then he mixed what he had kept with beef and pork and formed it into patties. He sold those patties from the barbecue stand. Over the following weeks and months, customers stopped at the stand without any idea what they were buying. Metheny later told investigators that no one ever complained. No one noticed anything unusual. He said that human flesh, when mixed with other meats, is nearly impossible to distinguish from pork. Whenever he needed more, he went out and found another victim. He continued for months. The women Metheny targeted were among the most vulnerable people in Baltimore at that time. Women living on the streets, struggling with addiction, doing whatever they could to survive. They were not people the city was looking for aggressively. They were not people whose disappearances immediately triggered major investigations. Metheny understood that. He chose them deliberately. Kathy Spicer was one of his confirmed victims. She was in her 20s, living on the streets of Baltimore when she encountered Metheny. She did not survive. Kathy Ann Magaziner was 32 years old. She crossed paths with Metheny in October 1995. She did not survive either. These are the 2 murders for which Metheny was formally convicted. But in his own confession, he described killing 10 people. Some investigators believe the real number may have been as high as 13. Most of those victims were never officially confirmed because their remains had been disposed of in ways that made identification impossible. Think about what that means for a moment. Some of those people were never reported missing. Some were never looked for. Some existed in a part of society that made them easy to erase. Metheny knew that and used it.
In 1996, a woman named Rita Kemper managed to get away from Metheny before he could kill her. She ran directly to the police and told them what had happened. When officers arrested Metheny, they expected a fight. He was known for violence and had every reason to resist. Instead, something unexpected happened. He sat down and started talking. He told them everything. He described each murder in detail. He told them about the bodies buried at the truck lot. He told them about the barbecue stand. He told them what he had put in the meat. He told them about the fisherman from years earlier that nobody had ever connected to him. He seemed almost relieved to tell someone. Investigators searched the truck lot at the pallet company where he worked and found the remains of his victims buried in the ground. The evidence confirmed what he had confessed to. The case against him was overwhelming. He was charged with multiple counts of murder.
At trial, the jury heard everything: the murders, the dismemberment, the barbecue stand, the customers who had unknowingly eaten what Metheny had served them. The defense had very little to work with. The confession alone was enough to convict him several times over. When it came time for Metheny to speak, he did not ask for sympathy. He did not claim he was sorry. He stood up in court and said exactly what he thought. He told the court that the words "I'm sorry" would never come out of his mouth because they would be a lie. He said he was willing to give up his life for what he had done and let God judge him. Then he said something that the courtroom would not forget. He said he enjoyed it. The jury sentenced him to death. In 2000, a judge reviewed the sentence and changed it to 2 consecutive life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. He would never leave.
Metheny spent the rest of his life at the North Branch Correctional Institution in Maryland. He did not go quietly into obscurity. He gave interviews. He wrote about his crimes. He described what he had done in clinical, detached terms that disturbed everyone who read his words. He spoke about the taste of human flesh. He spoke about the customers at the stand. He seemed to take satisfaction in the fact that people did not know what they had consumed. In one widely circulated statement he made from prison, he offered a chilling piece of advice to anyone who passed a roadside barbecue stand they had never seen before. He told them to think about his story before taking a bite. He showed no remorse at any point, not in interviews, not in written statements, not once in all the years he spent behind bars. On August 5, 2017, Joe Metheny was found dead in his prison cell. He was 62 years old. The cause of death was determined to be natural causes. He died the same way he had lived, without apology, without remorse, without ever fully accounting for every person he had killed.
If you would like to see more stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and feel free to drop the next story you would like us to narrate on our next video. Don't do crime.